Inner shiny tube on top, outer tube at the bottom, aka right way up forks might be the most common on motorcycles. But the fastest bikes in the world use an inverted approach like this, with the outer tube at the top and the inner tube at the bottom.
So they must be better, right?
Well, the short answer is yes, but there are actually quite a few interesting reasons why. So today we're going to go over the differences between the two options, why inverted forks are found on the best bikes, and whether you need them or not. The visible construction of a fork is very simple.
You have the shiny inner tube called the stanchion that slides in and out of the outer tube called the slider, which then soaks up all the bumps and keeps the front wheel glued to the tarmac.
But the orientation of those two pieces makes a pretty big difference.
Early on, forks looked like this with the stanchion at the top, so they're now known as conventional or right way up telescopic forks.
One of the reasons forks were like this is because inside the slider here you have oil. And to keep that oil inside, you then need a seal here between the slider and the stanchion called the fork seal. But decades ago, materials weren't as good as they are today. So seals didn't seal as well as they do now. So keeping the forks this way up made more sense, because if you were to tip them over, the oil could just seep out. They used gravity to their advantage. But if we look at Yamaha, for example, because I like Yamaha, they started using upside down forks as early as 1990 in Grand Prix racing.
They're also known as inverted or USD forks.
But 34 years later, you'll find them on all types of quality and high-performance motorcycles, so they must have had quite a few advantages.
The biggest advantage is rigidity. Motorcycle forks are put under a lot of strain when a bike is cornering or braking.
And all of that stress is targeted here, just below the bottom triple clamp, because the fork basically acts as a lever.
The slider obviously has a bigger diameter than the stanchion because it has to fit over it, and a tube with a bigger diameter is inherently stronger.
So it makes sense to put the more rigid of the two tubes where those forces target. But that's not all that increases the rigidity.
With conventional forks, the overlap is limited because at some point the slider will hit the triple clamp or the stanchion will hit the bottom of the slider, right? But with USD forks, you can have a bigger contact area between the stanchion and slider, resisting those bending forces. And with this added rigidity, you can add stronger brakes, for example.
There has also got to be a slight difference in unsprung weight. Unsprung weight is basically any weight that is attached to the bike below the function of the suspension.
So things like the wheels, brake calipers, brake discs, the axle, and so on.
Sprung weight is therefore any weight attached to the bike above the suspension. And the battle for engineers is to get as little unsprung weight as possible, because that will improve the handling of the bike. So with an upside down fork, the bigger and heavier part of the fork is now mounted above the function of the suspension, becoming sprung weight, the better option. So USD forks can naturally have a bigger diameter without increasing unsprung weight as much as a similar conventional fork would, bringing us right back to rigidity, the biggest advantage of inverted forks.
This is why you'll find USD forks on sport bikes, motocross bikes, fancy adventure bikes, naked bikes with sporty intentions, including little ones, the occasional mountain bike, believe it or not, and even 4 USD forks on the Yamaha Nikon.
As a result of USD forks appearing on nicer bikes, they're now considered to look better, and I have to agree.
And finally, inverted forks have more adjustability. If you look at the top cap of my R1, for example, it has infinite adjustability, even on the stock suspension. You can adjust your preload to suit your weight, as well as how quickly or slowly the fork compresses and rebounds, whereas my MT-07 has nothing to adjust.
That's because it's a cheaper fork. But the thing to remember is that because upside down forks are deemed better, manufacturers are always going to put better materials, components, and more R&D into them than right way up forks. Nobody is going to pay $10,000 for fancy right way up forks, but they do for upside down forks. There are, however, a few downsides to USD forks. Firstly, they're more expensive. Secondly, they're more difficult to work on due to their complexity.
But the one thing that annoys me most of all is that when you have a bad fork seal, all that fork oil pours out of your fork onto the floor, and potentially even all over your brakes.
So if you're just riding through traffic on this, for example, you won't even notice the difference. USD forks are unnecessary. But when you start to use the capabilities of your bike, having good upside down forks with plenty of adjustability can make a huge difference to speed, but most importantly, confidence and safety. But let me know which option you have had a better experience with, and I'll see you on the next ride.